second sutra, the mechanism is the same. The scientific base is the same. The working structure is the same. Place your whole attention in the nerve, delicate as the lotus thread, in the center of your spinal column. In such be transformed. Place your whole attention in the nerve delicate as the lotus thread in the center of your spinal column. For this sutra, for this technique of meditation, one has to close his eyes and visualize his spinal column, backbone. It is good to look in some physiological book, the structure of the body. Or go to some medical college or hospital and look at the structure of the body. Then close your eyes, visualize your backbone. Let this backbone be straight, erect. Visualize it. See it. And just in the middle of it, visualize a nerve delicate as the lotus thread running in the center of your spinal column. In such be transformed. If you can concentrate on the spinal column and then in the middle of it a thread, a very delicate nerve like a lotus thread running, concentrate on it. And this very concentration throws you to your center. Why? A spinal column is the base of your whole body structure. Everything is joined to it. Really, your brain is nothing but one pole of your spinal column. Physiologists say it is nothing but spinal column's growth. Your brain is really a growth of your spinal column. Your spine is connected with your whole body. Everything is connected to it. That's why it is called the spine, the base. In this spine, there is really a thread-like thing, but physiology will not say anything about it, because it is not material. In this spine, just in the middle, there is a silver cord, a very delicate nerve. It is not really a nerve in the physiological sense. You cannot operate and find it. It will not be found there. But in deep meditation, it is seen. It is there. It is non-material. It is energy, not matter. And really that energy cord in your spine column is your life. Through that you are related to the invisible existence. And so that also you are related to the visible. That is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. Through that thread, you are related to the body, and through that thread, also you are related to your soul. First visualize the spine, and you will feel very strange if you try. If you try visualizing the spine, you will be able to visualize it. And if you go on endeavoring on it, then it will not be just your imagination. You will become capable of seeing your spinal column. I was working with a seeker on this technique. So I gave him a picture of body structure. First to concentrate on it, so he begins to feel how a spinal column can be visualized inside. Then he started. But within a week he came and he said, this is very strange. The picture you gave to me, I try to see that. But many times that picture disappears and I see a different spine. It is not exactly like the picture you gave to me. So I told him, now you are on the right path. Forget that picture completely. And go on seeing to this spine that has become visible to you. Man can see his own body structure from the within. We have not tried it because it is very, very fearful. Loathsome. Because you see your bones, blood, veins. You become afraid. So really, we have completely blocked our minds to see from within. We see our body from without, as if someone else is looking at our body. It is just you go outside this room and look at it. So you know the outer wall. Come in and look at the house, then you look at the inner wall. You see your body from outside, as if you are someone else seeing your body. You have not seen your body from inside. We are capable of it. Because of this, it has become a strange thing, and science is unable to explain how this happens. Because Indian yoga books talk about many things of the body which are found exactly right by new scientific research. But how they could know? Because really, surgery and inside knowledge of human body is very recent. How could they know of all the nerves, of all the centers, of all the inner structures? Even about latest findings, they knew. They have talked about them. They have worked upon them. About all the glimpses, about all the basic, significant things in the body, yoga has been always aware, but they were not working. They were not dissecting body. How could they know? Really, there is another way of looking at your own body from within. If you can concentrate within, suddenly you begin to see your body, the inner linings of the body. This is good for those who are deeply body oriented. If you feel yourself a materialist, if you feel yourself that you are nothing but body, this technique will be very helpful for you. If you feel yourself that you are a body, if you are a believer in Charvak or in a Mark, if you believe that man is nothing but a body, this technique will be very helpful for you. Then go and see the bone structure of man. In old Tantra and Yoga schools, they had many bones. Even now, a tantric will always be found with some bones, with men's skull. Really, that is to help concentration from inside. First he concentrates on the skull. Then he closes his eyes and tries to visualize his own skull. He goes on trying to see the outer skull inside, and by he begins to feel his own skull. His consciousness begins to be focused. That outer skull and concentration on it and visualization are just helps. Once you are focused inside, you can move from your toe to your head. You can move inside. And it is a great universe. You are so small a body. It is a great universe. This sutra uses a spinal column, because within this spinal column there is the thread of life. That's why so much insistence on a straight backbone. Because if the backbone is not straight, you will not be capable to see the inner thread. It is very delicate. It is very subtle. It is minute. It is the energy flow. So if the spinal column is straight, absolutely straight, only then you have glimpses of that thread. But our spinal columns are not straight. Hindus had tried to make everyone's spinal column straight from the very childhood. Their ways of sitting, their ways of sleeping, their ways of walking were all based basically on a straight spinal column. If the spinal column is not straight, then it is very difficult to see the inner core. It is delicate. And really, because it is not material. It is immaterial. It is force. When the spinal column is absolutely straight, the thread-like force is seen. easily. In such be transformed, and once you can feel, concentrate, and realize this fact, you will be filled with a new light. The light will be coming from your spinal column. It will spread all over your body. Even it may go beyond your body. When it goes beyond, the auras are seen. Everyone has an aura. But ordinarily, your auras are nothing but shadows with no light in them. Just dark shadows around you. And those auras reflect your every mood. When you are angry, then your auras become as if blood filled. They become filled with a red and angry expression. When you are sad, dim, down, then your auras are filled with a dark stress, as if you are just near death. Everything dead, heavy. When this spinal column thread is realized, your auras become enlightened. So a Buddha, a Mahavir, a Krishna, a Christ, they are not painted with auras just as decorations. Those auras exist. Your spinal column begins to throw light. Within you become enlightened. Your whole body becomes a body of light. And then it penetrates out. So really, for a Buddha, for anyone who is enlightened, there is no need to ask to anyone what he is. The aura shows everything. And when someone becomes enlightened, the teacher knows, because the aura reveals everything. I will tell you one story. Hui Neng, a Chinese master, was working under his guru. But when Hui Neng went to his guru, the guru said, "For what have you come here?" "There is no need to come to me." Hui Neng couldn't understand. Hui Neng thought that he is not yet able to be accepted. But the teacher was just seeing something else. He was seeing his growing aura. And he was saying this, even if you don't come to me anywhere, the thing is bound to happen sooner or later. You are already in it. So there is no need to come to me. But Hui Neng said, "Don't reject me." So the Guru accepted him. And he told him just to go behind the kitchen of the monastery. It was a big monastery, 500 monks. The Guru said to Hui Neng, "Just go behind the monastery and help the kitchen. And don't come again to me. Whenever it will be needed, I will come to you. No meditation was given to him. No scripture to read, study, meditate. Nothing was taught to him. He was just thrown into the kitchen. The whole monastery was working. There were pandits, scholars, and there were meditators, and there were yogis, and the whole monastery was agog. Everyone was working. And this Huining was just cleaning rice and doing kitchen work. 12 years passed. Huining didn't go again to the Guru because it was not allowed. He waited. He simply waited. He was just taken as a servant. Scholars will come, meditators will come. No one even will pay any attention to him. There were big scholars in the monastery. And then the teacher declared that his death is near. And now he wants to appoint someone to function in his place. So those who think they are enlightened, they should compose small poetries of 4 lines. And in those 4 lines they should put all that they have gained. And if I approve that their lines show their enlightenment, I will choose one as my successor. There was a great scholar in the monastery. So no one attempted because everyone knew that he is going to win. He was a great knower of scripture, so he composed 4 lines. Everyone knew that he is going to win. He was a great knower of scripture, so he composed 4 lines. Those 4 lines were just like this. The meaning, that the mind is like a mirror, and dust gathers on it. Clean the dust, and you are enlightened. But even this great scholar was afraid. Because the teacher will know. He already knows who is enlightened and who is not. And all he has written is beautiful. It is the very essence of all the scriptures. Mind is like a mirror. Dust gathers on it. Remove the dust and you are enlightened. So the whole gist of all the Vedas. But he knew it is just a gist. He has not known anything, so he was afraid. So he didn't go directly to the teacher, but in the night he went to his hut, teacher's hut, and wrote all those 4 lines on the wall, without sign, without any signature. So if the Guru approves that, okay, this is right, then he will say, I have written them. If he says, no, who has written these lines, then I will keep mum. But the teacher approved. The morning the teacher said, okay. He laughed and he said, okay. The man who has written it is an enlightened one. So the whole monastery began to talk about it. Everyone knew who has written it. They were discussing and appreciating, and the lines were beautiful, really beautiful. Then some monks came to the kitchen. They were drinking tea and they were talking, and Huineng was there serving them. So he heard what has happened. The moment he heard those 4 lines, he laughed. So someone asked, why are you laughing, you fool? You don't know anything. For 12 years you have been serving in the kitchen. Why are you laughing? No one had even heard him laugh before. He was just taken as an idiot who will not even talk. So he said, I cannot write, and I am not an enlightened one also, but these lines are wrong. So if someone comes with me, I will compose 4 lines. If someone comes with me, he can write it on the wall. I cannot write, I don't know writing. So someone followed, just as a joke. A crowd came there. And Huineng said, write. There is no mind and there is no mirror. So where the dust can gather. One who knows this is enlightened. But the teacher came out and he said, you are wrong. To Huineng. Huineng touched his feet, returned back to his kitchen. In the night, when everyone was asleep, the teacher came to Huineng and he said, you were right, but to say so before those idiots, and they are learned idiots. And if I say that you are appointed my successor, they will kill you. So escape from here, you are my successor. But don't tell to anyone. And I knew this the day you came. Your aura was growing. That's why no meditation was given to you. There was no need. You were already in meditation. And these 12 years silent, not doing anything, not even meditation, emptied you completely of your mind. And the aura has come full. You have become a full moon. But escape from here. Otherwise they will kill you. Because you have been for 12 years here. And the light is constantly spreading from you and no one observes. And they have been coming to the kitchen. Everyone is coming to the kitchen every day, 4 times. Everyone passes from here. That's why I posted you at the kitchen. No one has recognized your aura. So you accept from here. When that spinal column thread is touched, seen, realized, an aura begins to grow around. In such be transformed, be filled with that light and be transformed. This is also a centering in the spinal column. If you are body oriented, this technique will help you. If you are not body oriented, it is very difficult. It is very difficult. To visualize from inwards, to look at your body from inwards will be difficult. This sutra will be helpful for women more than for men. They are more body oriented. They live more in the body. They feel more. They can visualize body more. Women are more body than man is. But anyone who can feel body, who feels body, who can visualize, who can close his eyes and feel his body from within. This technique will be very helpful for you. Then visualize your spinal column. And then in the middle, a silver card running. First, it may look like imagination, but by and by you will feel the imagination has disappeared. Your mind has become focused on the spinal column. And now you are seeing your own spine. And the moment you will see the inner core, suddenly you will feel an explosion of light within you. This can happen sometimes without any effort also. It happens sometimes. Again, in deep sex act, it happens sometimes. Tantra knows. Because in deep sexual act, again, your whole energy becomes concentrated near the spine. Really, in a deep sex act, the spine begins to discharge electricity. And sometimes even, if you touch the spine, you will get a shock. And if the intercourse is very deep and very loving and long, really the two lovers are just in deep embrace, silently, non-moving, just being filled with each other, just remaining in deep embrace. It has happened many times that a dark room will become suddenly filled with light, and those both bodies will be surrounded with a bluish aura. Many cases have happened. Even in some of your experiences, it may have happened, but you may not have noticed it. that in a dark room, in deep love, suddenly you feel a light around your body, and that light spreads and fills the whole room. Many times it has happened that suddenly things will drop from the table in the room without any visible cause. And now psychologists say that in a deep sexual act, electricity is discharged. That electricity can have many effects and impacts. Things suddenly may drop, move, be broken. And even photographs have been taken in which the light is visible. But that light is always concentrated around the spinal column. So sometimes in deep sexual acts also, and Tantra knows well and has worked on it, that sometimes in deep sex acts also, you may become aware if you can look within of this thread running in the middle of the spinal column. And Tantra has used sex acts for this realization. But then sex act has to be totally different. The quality has to be different. It is not something to be done with. It is not something to be released. It is not something to be finished. It is not a bodily act. Then it is a deep spiritual communion. Really, through the body, it is a deep meeting of two visions, of two subjectivities, penetrating each other. So I will suggest you, in deep sexual act, try this technique. It will be easier. Just forget the sex. In deep embrace, remain inside. Forget the other partner also. Just go inside. Visualize your spinal column. It will be easier, because then more energy is flowing near the spinal column. And the thread is more visible because you are silent. Your body is at rest. Love is the deepest relaxation. But we have made love also a great tension. We have made it an anxiety, a burden. In the warmth of love, still, relax, close your eyes. But man ordinarily don't close their eyes. Women ordinarily close their eyes. That's why I said women are more body oriented. Man is not. In deep embrace, in sexual acts, women will close their eyes. Really, they cannot love with open eyes. With closed eyes, they feel their body more from within. Close your eyes and feel your body. Relax. Concentrate on the spinal column. And this sutra says simply in such deep form. And you